You might be wondering what we're doing up at Silverstone on this cool and crisp mid-February day, whenever all the F1 teams are off testing in sunny Spain. Well, before this convoy of trucks heads off to Barcelona to unveil the new Mercedes W03, they came up to Silverstone for a shakedown test and invited us along to see what was going on. So let's go through into the pit lane and see some action. Here we are out in the pit lane and the garage door is opening. We're getting the first shot of the new Mercedes W03, their 2012 Formula One Championship Challenger. As you can see from the nose, it carries the same sort of lines as most of the others, which is classified as the ugly duckling. It's driven by none other than 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher. There it goes for its first few laps. Very neatly styled side pod arrangement there with exhaust pipes quite well formed. So what is a shakedown? The driver will go out, he'll actually do just one lap probably, maybe even two, just checking the gears, checking the steering works, checking the brakes, checking everything feels okay. During that time the telemetry will be sending data back into the pits, and the engineers in there with their computer screens will be looking at the car running around the track to try and understand if there's something going wrong in the car or if everything's working correctly. After a couple of laps, we come back in, they'll plug in what's called the umbilical cord, which is a connection to the electronic system, and from that they can download a lot more data, again looking at it in much more detail just to make sure that everything's working as such. So whenever they go to the real test, they won't have these niggly little problems that might appear if just one of the sensors isn't working correctly or one of the setups for the electronics isn't correct. So it's a lot of work in the background, but these shakedown tests are very important to make sure when the track's right and when you want to go to test some components, you don't have to sort of stay in the pits with niggly little electrical problems. Comes back in after one lap. Obviously parks up in the bay. You may do a practice start from here just to see everything works okay. Well, I'm here with Mercedes team principal Ross Braun. Ross, another new season, another new car. How's expectations?
Well, I think we're all eternal optimists, so it's always the time of year when you're looking forward to the start of the season. We've set our objectives over the winter and we've met most of them. You never know how good anyone else is doing, but we're reasonably pleased with where we got to.
As you can see here from the side pods, very neat. Goes into this Coke bottle area inside the rear tyre to get the airflow to go around into the middle of the car to help basically reduce the drag and help make the diffuser work quite well. Front nose has got this ledge in it. Regulations require that you're not allowed to be any higher than 550 from the underneath of the car, about 150 millimeters forward of the centre line of the front wheels. But the team still want the chassis to be high because it's better for aerodynamic reasons, so it gets this very strange look. Michael, it's almost 21 years since you did your first test in a Formula One car in Silverstone, that Jordan. Do you still get the same enthusiasm?
Indeed, yes. Particularly when you sort of jump into a new baby. The whole factory, the whole team has put in so much effort, so much dedication and time. And well, that's the moment where you sort of get the truth.
Over those years, you've driven a lot of those, as you say, new babies. What's your first impressions on this one?
Certainly positive. We had a very good day. I have a very good impression driving it. It's obviously demonstration tyres and different condition, never ran this track, so there's no reference, but the input that I feel is very responsive, very positive.
Well, I've got two ambitions left in motor racing. One is for Michael to win another race and one is for Nico to win his first race. So yeah. That's what we're fighting for. So I mean, what a story it would be for either of them, in fact, to win. But for Michael to win again would be great for Formula One. And he's capable. We've just got to give him the car.
Well, my initial impressions, you know, it's a neat and tidy car. It's got everything it needs. It's got a fairly complex front wing. Exhaust pipe location looks to meet the new regulations quite well. They won't get much advantage out of it. Last year they had some fundamental errors in the fact that the the wheelbase of the car was a bit too short, centre of gravity was a little bit too high. It meant it used the rear tyres very, very aggressively. So they'll have changed the car a bit, the characteristics of the car a bit for that. But it's really down to Melbourne. It's going to be Melbourne that we're going to find the real reasons behind these cars and who's fast and who's slow. And I think the testing can all be a bit bluffy, but you know, they're going to try pretty hard. They have to step up this year, so they'll be pushing hard, and we'll find out in Melbourne.